Just the trailer is blocking me from leaving with the motorhome. But the 5 extra cars that are friends with the staff, I can pretty much be certain now that the complaint I left in the bathroom after my first night related to the language and the lateness of this bad language, including with their kids around, where I also said that I'd be documenting the behaviors of the BC Parks service provider here. I'm pretty sure they don't know it was me. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep pushing their luck here. Like, the guy's looking at me smiling, like, waiting to see if I'm, like, really upset or whatever. But why would he not, like, come talk to me and say, hey, how do you feel about this? Or here's the scenario, how my family ended up here or whatever, because there's a lot of empty spots. But that would take life skills, right? And I've been successful at teaching life skills to a monkey, to many dogs, but to the people primates, I believe it's no longer possible. So it doesn't really matter. And people, having babies and kids doesn't make you parents. It doesn't make you human parents. I mean, and these kids won't become human when their parents are not human with, the thinking tools that run their heads. So just so you know, guys, this is not a battle I'm going to fight because, I've been documenting for a couple of years that BC Parks is not against the tragedy of the commons happening, right? They are for it. I mean, as much as they'll hire VIU Vancouver Island University to do research for them once in a while, I mean, it's still Vancouver Island University doesn't even think anymore that, after a first year class that a master's degree should include the tragedy of the commons story, which is something that our species does, but that no other species does, which is crash ecological systems. And by always trying to go a little bit more, and not just for themselves as a species, which is sad because that's not what it's about. It's about also a little bit more away from other species that helps stabilize the system much more than we do. We've never had system stabilizing properties as a species. We're not like bees. We're not important in that way. We're only important in the way that we are deadly and we must be monitored. Except there's no gods or extraterrestrials or, or our sense of sentience and sapience as a whole with this species. So we're not going to succeed. And whether I try to force life skills down people's throat, which is not the way to learn life skills, or program it into an AI that's going to plug into a brain, it's not going to work like that. So again, these are forms of intellectual laziness. For a species that has long ago failed, and that every generation where their kids don't learn about these failures and these lack of human thinking tools and these life skills, then it's been speeding up. It's pretty bad. This is where it is now, and I'm just not surprised anymore. And this is where I'm suffering from species alienation, right? Because I'm sad by what I see, and I have to not let myself get angry by how I'm treated. And so I have to, exhaust a lot of draining psychic energy to find the balance to be functional among this failed people primate species that I share DNA with.